Everybody who has joined us. Looks like we have an outstanding group of agents for our September meeting as we get ready for the fall market. We have lots of exciting things to share with you today. So first, I like to always start any of our meetings and training programs with just a reminder that knowledge is not power, execution is power. So as you go through today's program, since you're taking an hour of your valuable time to spend with us, we want to make sure you get something out of it. And the best way to do that is to write stuff down. So the goal today is just to take one or two items that we cover in today's program and take it with you into your next 30 days before our next meeting and go execute so that these little tweaks can change your business and change your life. In fact, it's going to be a big theme of today's program. So first, we want to welcome our agents who have joined in the last 30 days. So welcome to Sydney, Pauline, Donald, Melanie. We also want to send a warm welcome to Amanda, Maria, Ernest, Maureen, Pam, and Amanda Wood in our Wellington office. With that, let's dive into our numbers for the month of August and see where we stand. We're going to go through all of our closings, talk about our top agents, and then we're going to go through a comparison year over year of where we stand from last year. The National Association of Realtors, as you guys know, had predicted since last year that we were going to see a downturn in the market as much as 30%. So we've been planning our year expecting a 30% downturn, but we have some good news. So let's start with looking at August 2023 sales numbers. We had 280 closings at $144.1 million in business. In addition to that, we have 53 rentals. Let's take a look at that by offices. So our Massachusetts offices did 205 units at 115 million. Our Florida offices did 52 units at 20 million. And then New Hampshire did 23 units at 8.2 million. Let's take a look at our top agents and teams by volume, by units. And as a reminder, Sergio makes some great social media marketing pieces. You guys will get an email today so that you could take a look at all of the top agents across the company, but also region by region as well. We have top 25 overall within the company based on volume and based on units. So top 25 teams by volume for our Massachusetts-based offices. I want to say congratulations to Page & Company, Vision Realty Group, Silver, Key Homes, O'Connell & Company, and the Results Group. Our top 5 individuals by volume for Massachusetts, want to send a congratulations to Matt Winterly, Corey Gracie, Brenda Albert, Eric Bueling, and Lisa Couture. Also want to congratulate our top 5 teams by unit sold. Silver Key Homes, Vision Realty Group, Page & Company, O'Connell & Company, and the Results Group. And then our top 5 individuals by agents closed for our Massachusetts offices. Congratulations to Brenda Albert, Corey Gracie, Tiffany McDonald, Matt Winterly, and Kristen Dodge. Let's take a look at New Hampshire. Top 5 for teams and individuals by volume: Jessica Provencher, Roberta Fulford, Platinum Realty Group, Karen Pelletier, and Marie White team. Congratulations. And then our top 5 teams and individuals for New Hampshire offices. This is based on units sold. Again, welcome or congratulations to Jessica, Platinum Realty Group, Roberta, Marie White team, and Karen Pelletier. So congrats to our Mass and New Hampshire top agents. Let's take a look at what's happening in Florida. These are our top 10 Florida agents and teams by volume for the month of August. Congratulations to Giswaldo team, Jane Levin, John Slavon, Kelly De Silva, Laura Rojas, Paige Orr, Stephen Wilson, Silvana Rebello, Brent Alcom, and Jose Alcibo. As well, we want to, whoops, went backwards. As well, congratulations to our top Florida agents and teams by units closed. Congrats goes out to Giswaldo team, John Slavon, Laura Rojas, Jose Alcibo, Elizabeth Stewart, Isabel Quesada, Kelly De Silva, Silvana Rebello, Lisa Roger, and Jane Levin. So congratulations to everybody who's staying so very busy in the marketplace for the month of August. Here's our top 25 overall. So our top 25 for all of the offices based on volume. And then we have a top 25 for all of the offices based on units. As I mentioned, Sergio puts together some great marketing pieces. These you'll get an email notification, but you can also go over to our LAERagentservices.com, which is our LAER Agent Services dashboard. If you scroll to the very bottom of that page, you'll see our blog, and you'll see a post with these social media posts today, and you want to make sure to share those with your sphere of influence. Let's take a look at our overall numbers year to date. So as I mentioned, the National Association of Realtors has said that the expectation for this year was that offices and agents would do about 30% less in business this year than last year. So we are actually faring better, in my opinion, than many of the offices in the marketplace. So our year-to-date closings, as you can see here, we've done 1,885 closings at $900 million in business. That's as of the end of August. And then where we stood last year at this time is that we had done 2,210 closings at 1.05. We had reached the $1 billion mark by end of August of last year. That puts us at 15% lower this year in units and 14% lower in volume. Of course, the year is not over yet. So a lot will remain to be seen in the coming months. Hopefully what we'll see is a loosening up of some inventory so that there's more inventory to be sold for the many buyers that are waiting in the wings. But we cannot discount the fact that rates continue to increase. So with that, every month I do this because it's so important for all of us as real estate agents to figure out how we're going to fill that extra. So for us as a brokerage, how are we going to make up that extra 15% in business that the market is down? And as for real estate agents, how are you guys going to focus on making up that 30% so that you can end the year right in line with your numbers from last year? So I've gone through this a million times, so I'm kind of going to just whip through it very quickly. There are expired listings in every marketplace. Expired listings are a phenomenal way to go out and get new business. In fact, I want to remind you that if you go to the LAER Agent Services page at LAERagentservices.com, go down, scroll down to the marketing section, and the first link in the marketing section, which is brochures, presentations, brochures. If you click on that, we put together a wonderful expired listing package. So go customize that. It'll take you 5 minutes to customize that in Canva and get out there and visit some of those expired listings. For sale by owners, get out and knock on doors, call on those signs. I have to say, I love doing that. I just did one this week. I didn't get a call back yet, but right in my hometown, I saw a for sale by owner sign and I went and called on the sign. So get out and call those for sale by owners. Small bank REO. So many real estate agents right now want to jump into like bank owned, short sale, foreclosure. There are agents who have remained in the REO business for the last 10 plus years. So going after the large banks, first of all, many of the large banks no longer handle any of their REO business. They offload that to like asset management companies. So, but there's still opportunity with those small local banks, those credit unions. Most of them have REO departments where they sell or look for a real estate agent to help them sell a couple times a year property that has gone into foreclosure. Probate, get out there and meet with your estate planning attorneys. 1031 exchanges. I've mentioned before, one of the reasons I love 1031 exchanges is because it's truly a way to drum up business. You can go out and create business with somebody who didn't realize that they were a customer. We have a wonderful program on our YouTube station at youtube.com/LAER, LAER training, where you can watch a 1-hour program on the basics of 1031 exchanges. Lead services, get out there and sign up for every lead service you can. Are they expensive? Absolutely. But they're a great way to fill that hole in your business, to make up that extra 30% that you're potentially losing this year just because of the marketplace. There's referral-based lead companies, there's pay-for-lead programs. If you go to the LAER Program and Services Guide, we have them all listed for you. So we have all the referral fee-based companies and all the pay-for-lead-based companies. If you want to do OpCity, which is realtor.com leads, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com. And our team will sign you up for OpCity leads. Those are referral fee-based lead platforms. Google local services. I've heard a lot of success stories from real estate agents getting leads from Google local services. You have to go in and create your page and get verified with them. So there is a process you have to go through, and there's a small amount you pay for every phone call they send you. But I've heard agents getting listings from Google local services. And then just go into Google and type in real estate leads and find there's always new companies popping up. So go sign up for some of these programs just so that you have some extra business coming in. One thing I just want to point out is some of these companies have waiting lists. Don't get discouraged by a waiting list, because I've seen many agents who were super discouraged by the Veterans United waiting list. And I said, no, go fill it out, do all the paperwork and everything. And now they're Veterans United agents. So it took several months to get accepted into the program. But a lot of these waiting lists are opening up because real estate agents are getting out of the business. Orphaned clients. As real estate agents get out of the business, consider creating relationships with agents who are exiting the business so that you can become their referral source, where you can market to their clients in exchange for a referral fee. Partner companies like moving companies, clean out companies, Title V companies, assisted living, divorce and estate attorneys, solar companies, commercial real estate firms, and local charities. There are many businesses that are out soliciting homeowners, those same homeowners who we wish to do business with. Get out and create partnerships with these companies so that together you can grow your businesses. We're going to do a really big push for the end of the year in helping you guys set up great events. I think events is where it is at. In-person events, VA seminars, first-time buyer seminars, seller seminars, credit cleanup seminars, senior downsizing seminars. The wonderful thing about events, you could do them online and or in person. We already have all the stuff you need to put on a great event. We have the presentations, your handouts, what to talk about, but we want to help you guys. We're creating some great checklists. and putting some systems in place so that we can have LAER events all across the states that we do business in, and that you guys are delivering those events to clients. And then of course, open houses. Even though there's many agents right now who don't have a lot of listings because listing inventory is down. That being said, we do have a lot of agents that are carrying a lot of inventory, and they're looking for agents to host their open houses. So you do have to be aggressive, just like you have to be aggressive to be a real estate agent, in my opinion, right now. Get out and call those agents who have an abundance of inventory and ask if you can host their open house. Not only that, create a marketing piece about why you would be a great agent for them to select to host an open house. Some company updates to let you guys know about. First of all, some of these have gone live, some of them have not yet. We have been working behind the scenes to make lots of little changes on our check payment system. And number one, I know Florida, many agents are not yet using our online check request. Our goal is to get you guys all onto our online check request system. It'll replace that commission disbursement form that you guys are uploading to app files. In New England, we've only used our online check request system for like 10 plus years. So we know it's very easy to use. We did go and make changes to the system and to the check request for our Florida agents. And some of the changes that you will see on the check request is number one, when you go to laerrealty.com/check request, one of the changes we're making is you'll just select which state you're in. So that before, when you were selecting check requests, there were like a bunch to choose from. That's because we're doing business in so many different states, and there's different types of check requests, from a release check request to a commission check request to a escrow disbursement request. So we're changing, when you log into the check request system, the first thing it's going to ask you is what state is your LAER office in. Once you select that, it's then going to automatically narrow down the number of check requests for you to choose from. So you don't have to page through 20 different types of check requests. It's only going to give you the few that would apply to your state. Second, we have been revamping the Florida check request system, like I said, just to try to make it look as close as possible to what you're already used to on your current disbursement forms. Three, all of the check requests now have a place where you can request social media. So when you list a property, our marketing bundle that gets emailed to you includes not only a brochure for your listing, but it also includes the social media pieces for all of the milestones of the listing: new listing, under agreement, price improvement, sold. All of those are part of your original listing package. But sometimes agents misplace where that is in their email, or they want a different photo on there. So for example, maybe you want a social media piece with a picture of your client standing in front of the house instead of just a picture of the house. And third, oftentimes our agents want those social media pieces for buy-side transactions. So now on the check request, I've seen many agents requesting them. There is a spot where you can request for us to create that social media piece for you. We want to remind you that if you are a buy-side agent, there's a little checkbox where you have to acknowledge that you've asked for permission to use the listing agent's photo if you're asking us to use the listing agent's photo in your buy-side social media piece. Because we cannot, as real estate agents, just automatically take anybody's photos, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, because there's all kinds of legalities around that. We know because we just went through 2 large potential lawsuits on copyright infringement. So really important, if it's a buy-side transaction and you want us to do a social media piece. By the way, even if you're doing your own social media pieces, You cannot use the listing agent's photo unless you have requested use of the photo. Secondly, I would always do that request in writing. So email the agent and say, just want to make sure I have permission to use this photo. 4, we're adding to the check request, which if it's not live yet, it's going live today, a closing gift request. So if you would like a closing gift created, which I'll show you a picture of in a second, and sent to the client, or it could be sent to you, you can do your closing gift request right from the check request. And then 5th, if it's not live yet, it'll be live today or tomorrow, a commission advance system. We have many agents that request commission advances for all different sorts of reasons. Maybe you have bills that you got to pay by the end of the month, but your closing isn't happening until the 5th of next month. You really need the money. So we do lots of commission advances to outside vendors. And by the way, we're still happy to accommodate those outside vendors. But if you want it just a little bit faster, LAER will do a commission advance up to $7,500. So basically how it works is the amount of the commission advance that we will give is 65% of your gross commission. Let's just say it's a $500,000 sale. It's a 2% commission and the gross commission's 10,000. We will give 65% of that commission in advance. So on $10,000, that's $6,500. The maximum commission advance we're willing to do at this time is $7,500. And we do charge for it. We charge the going rate of all the other commission advance companies. So it's an 8, 10, or 12% is what you pay for the advance, depending on whether it's a 30, 60, or 90-day closing. We just copied what the other companies are doing. And by the way, you are still welcome to use any of the other companies. We just figured we could make it easier. Where you're going to see the commission advance is under the check request. So one of the options you'll have at laerrealty.com/check request is now a commission advance request, where you can just ask for, there's a little form that you'll fill out, tell us about the property. We show you exactly what it's going to cost for that advance, and then we email you a check. You can only have one commission advance out at a time, and we do have you certify that you haven't asked for that advance from another company. But other than that, we've tried to make it as simple as possible, and it's just for agents that need that closing because they have stuff they got to pay this month, and the closing's not happening till next month. This is what that closing gift looks like. Sergio, I forget the price. Is it $40? No, you're muted.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so the cost of the closing gift is $40. That comes framed, and that includes the cost of shipping it. You can have it shipped to you, or it can be shipped to the client. We do want to point out, you can get these, by the way, like on Etsy. The difference with these ones is they come all framed. So the ones on Etsy typically are not a framed option. They just send you the piece, the PDF of the piece, and then you would frame it. This one is all framed, and it's wrapped in a nice layer tissue paper and sent directly to the client. There's these cute little cards that you can customize, or we could send it directly to you where you can sign your own card. We include the card in there. So just another additional level of service we're trying to add to what we're already offering. The other thing that we're adding, what you will see starting this week as well, is we have many agents who said to us, we don't use the marketing bundle because I don't want to go to the office and print. So by the way, you're still always welcome to go to any of our office locations and print your brochures whenever you wish. That being said, if you're an agent who does not want to go do that, we are now adding an option. When you get emailed to the bundle, you will see a little place where you can actually have these FedEx to you. And we guarantee you'll get them within 2 business days. And then basically we just print the entire package for you. It includes 25 brochures, plus we put some LAER brochures, some open house sign-in sheets. And then depending whether you're Florida or New England, we add some New World or CTC brochures. So all of that goes into a nice, one of our LAER navy blue and gold. You guys can see these. We have these beautiful LAER blue and gold folders. We also have LAER Bowen ones for our Florida offices. If I have one here, we've been testing all of the packages just to make sure the printing looks really good. So these are the navy blue LAER Bowen folders. So we've been testing, just making sure that we've selected certain offices in Florida and New England to print these out of so that we could deliver high quality brochures. They're not printed on regular paper. They're on a higher quality, like a 24-pound paper or something like that, to make them super nice. So this is really just an extra for agents that want it, and you do pay for it. I think the price, Sergio might know better than me. I'm not sure. I think it was around $32. Does that sound right, Sergio?
Yes, I believe it was $32.
Okay. And the price of that is, most of that is for the FedEx overnight. So we guarantee 2-day delivery, even though we're actually doing FedEx overnight delivery. So we're doing like the best possible delivery. It's FedEx priority overnight. But we're telling you guys 2 days, only because if you send in, if your listing goes live, let's say Wednesday at 4 o'clock, you're not getting your package FedEx the next day. We've already missed all the deadlines for that. So that's why we say once your listing goes in, if you want your bundle done, we can get those out to you within 2 business days. Couple things on compliance. First of all, you'll get to hear from Nicole from Coast to Coast Closings in a few minutes, but her team did a wonderful class on vacant land scams. You can get that at their YouTube station. I think is it youtube.com CTC Closings?
Yes, I think so. Let me
We'll have
verify that.
Sergio double check just to make sure we get to you guys to the right page. But awesome class. It's about 40 or 50-minute program just on how to protect yourselves, because we've had so many real estate agents in New England that have become victims of this. Somebody comes in like off of Zillow and they're like, I need to sell my property immediately. And they want you to send over a listing agreement, and they don't seem super concerned about list price or anything like that. There's a good chance they don't actually own the property. They're impersonating the person that owns that land. Also, I mentioned we're putting together a class with a law firm out of Florida that specializes in copyright infringement. As I mentioned at our last program, it's really, really, really important that you never use photos on listings that you don't own. So if you did not take the photo, and even if you're getting permission from somebody else, be super careful. Because what is happening, mostly we've seen this in Florida, but it can happen anywhere. But we had 2 incidents where there are photographers out there that make all of their income off of suing people for copyright infringement. That's how they make their living. And what this scam looks like is that they go out to condo complexes. and we know there's millions of condo complexes in Florida, and they take photography for the condo complex. So they take pictures of the golf grounds, the tennis courts, the pools, the beautiful landscaping. And then they upload those onto Google. And then real estate agents take those photos because they have a listing in that condo complex. So the agent pulls it into their listing. Well, these same photographers have these bots that go out and scrub the internet to find out who has used those photos without asking. And then you get a letter from an attorney saying, we're going to sue you. It's around $50,000 to $60,000 per image used. So we have 2 of these incidents happen where agents accidentally took photos off of Google, and on both of them, we received notification that we were being sued. So you have to be so careful with images. Interestingly, I was speaking with the attorney who's representing us on these cases, and he said, what you have to be super careful of is, he said, first of all, he settles 20 of these a week, he said. And he said, what you have to be super careful of is, he said, I've seen many times where an agent is getting a listing and there's other agents who have had listings within the same complex. So the agent thinks they're doing the right thing, and they go to the agent who had a listing in the complex and they say, hey, can I use your photography for my listing? And that agent says, sure, go for it. You can use the photography. Not realizing that agent had taken a copyrighted photo. So now the agent who got permission from somebody else doesn't realize that person didn't have the permission. So that's why it's so important. You're just so much better off hiring your own photographer or going out and taking your own photography. We're going to be doing some classes on this, but whatever you do, please do not use Google Images. And really, you shouldn't even use somebody else's photos, even like another real estate agent, for some of these things, because you need to make sure that they had permission to use those photos. Let's see, Craig Foley couldn't be here today because he's somewhere, I forget where, maybe Michigan, teaching sustainability somewhere across the country. But he wanted to let you guys know that he's going to be in Connecticut doing some classes on September 19th. He's doing 2 classes in Connecticut, New Haven, Middlesex Association of Realtors, September 19th, 9 a.m. to noon, and then a second class, Fundamentals of Sustainable Homes, from 1 to 4. Also, he's coming to GBAR, Greater Boston Board of Realtors, located in Reading, Mass. He's doing Fundamentals of Sustainable Homes, September 20th. And then he's doing a green loan panel on the valuation of green homes, September 20th, from 2 to 4. Let's see, he's also got some others. He's going to North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, September 27th, 9:30 to 2:30. And then he's doing a segment at Walden Real Estate Center in Westford, October 10th from 10 to noon, on the business of green sustainability in commercial real estate. The National Association of Realtor Broker Edge program, he's doing October 12th. And then he's going to be in Norwood, October 18th, doing basically a sustainability symposium. Want to also remind you guys, in addition to all those great programs, the Mass Association of Realtors Fall Conference is coming up September 27th. We have lots of agents going to that. I talked to yesterday, Lori Chase said there's only 40 slots open. So that's going to be sold out any day now. I know Coast to Coast is one of the big sponsors of the Mass Association of Realtors event. So you'll see the team from Coast to Coast Closings there. Also, I love Lawrence Yoon. He's the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors. You guys want to know, if you're in New England and you want to know what's going to be happening in the next 12 months as far as the markets go, Lawrence Yoon has always got good information. Anyways, he's hosting a program for the New Hampshire Association of Realtors, and that's coming up next week, September 19th. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing a second just to do a quick presentation about habits and discipline, which is our learning segment for today's program. So today we're going to spend just 10 minutes talking about habits, discipline, and greatness. Many of you guys have probably heard this before. I want to find it because I printed it out. There's a great book called The Slight Edge. At the end of this, I'm going to share some of the best programs or the best books to read with regard to habits and discipline. But I love the analogy of the water hyacinth, because we're going to talk about compounding the effect of everything that you do in your life, kind of like compounding interest. But the analogy they use in this book called The Slight Edge is the water hyacinth. And he says, if you've ever noticed a water hyacinth, which is what this is on the left, inside a pond, when a water hyacinth starts to spread, it only covers like a very small portion of the pond on day one. And you really don't see any difference. But if you come back each day, by day 5, you'll see like a big segment of the pond is covered by the water hyacinth. On day 15, like half the pond is full of the water hyacinth. And then by day 30, you see like each water hyacinth, because each one has then bred and expanded. And so they use the water hyacinth as a comparison or an analogy, because every day the simple little decisions and the simple little actions we do compound over time to either make a great life or bring struggle to your life. So as we think about how we're going to end the year, I want you guys to be thinking about habits and disciplines for a great life. We know it's really not possible to make $200,000 a year sitting at a computer, spending 2 hours on the internet each day. It's not possible to lose 30 pounds in a week or to rub 20 years off your face with a face cream. And it's not possible to find lasting success with a scheme that seems too good to be true. There are no magic bullets. Success is hard, and the process is laborious, tedious. It's sometimes even boring. Oftentimes it's boring. Becoming wealthy, influential, becoming world class in your business is a slow and arduous process. However, what's cool about success is that you already know all that you need to know. You really don't need to learn anything more. You have everything within you already to be super highly successful in this business. So new or more information is not what you need. What you actually need is a better plan of action for the information that you already have. When you think about where you want to go in life, sometimes we get stuck because where we plan to be is so far away that it kind of stunts our ability to get there. And by the way, social media doesn't help us, because we wake up every day and there's things that you want to do and go work, and you look at social media and you see somebody else, maybe one of your teammates in the office or an agent at another brokerage, who appears to be like getting all the closings and doing all the business. And here you are, like just kind of putting away, doing what you believe you need to do to get there, but you're held back because you're watching this person and you have a perception that they're getting there faster than you. I want you to embrace being the tortoise. Win because of the positive habits that you develop and because of the consistency you use in applying those habits. If you can, shut off the social media, because what other people are doing, first of all, social media is a perception. Most of it is not real. So instead of paying attention to what somebody else is doing, be the tortoise and just focus on your piece and getting there slowly, one step at a time. So let's talk about the compound effect, like that water hyacinth effect. Small, smart choices, tiny, tiny little choices, plus consistency, plus time, create a radical difference in your life, in your business. Do not get tripped up by the simplicity of this concept. So we'll go back. Small choices, consistent choices, and time. It's all you need. Too often people get very tripped up. I always say the things that are easy to do, because success is super easy. It is, in my opinion, very easy to make $100,000 a year in real estate. It's also easy to make $500,000 a year in real estate. But the things that are easy to do in business are equally easy not to do. And oftentimes it's too easy to get tripped up by the simplicity of how easy it can be to do well in your business. And so there's certain things you absolutely have to do. Anybody who's been to one of the algorithm classes, we teach you the steps that you must take every day, every month, every week, every year. We give you the system, but people end up quitting on, say, day 8 of running because they're still overweight, or they stop prospecting 30 days in because they're not getting the results, or they stop contributing to their IRA after 2 years because it doesn't look like it's getting anywhere. By quitting too soon, you never realize the effects, the compound effects of those little steps you're taking. The small, seemingly insignificant steps that you consistently repeat over time do create a massive difference in your life and your business. Time matters in everything that we do. So time can be a benefit to you if you remain consistent. So time is a factor in everything from your wealth to your success in your business, to your relationships, to your happiness, because time is a byproduct of the habits you have. So if you have bad habits, then time is not going to be friendly to you, because the compounding effect of your bad habit will have negative results. But if you can switch your habits, the time will compound the effects of your good habits so that you will have massive radical results. The greatest challenge, or the biggest challenging aspect, is that we have to keep working away for a while. We have to consistently and efficiently do things before we see a payoff. I cannot stress enough how important it is to really focus on like the checklist, like getting the tasks done, not focusing on the results that you're getting. Never worry about the result. Result is where people get tripped up. The result will come, but don't focus on the result too soon, because by doing so, you'll stop the habit. Most fail because of their success. When everything is going well, they just stop doing what it took to get them to where they are. We see this in real estate a lot, that agents like do all these things to get transactions coming in, and then you get all these transactions coming in, and now you stop doing all the things that got you those transactions. And that is why our industry, you see lots of peaks and valleys in your business. It's really important that you don't focus on the results. When results are good, you just keep doing your habits. When results are bad, you just keep doing your habits, knowing that the results are always going to end up coming. The compound effect is always working, so make it work for you Or if you just ignore the compound effect, the same effect still happens. It just ends up having, instead of reward and achievement, you have consequences and disappointment. Our choices can be our best friend or our worst enemies. They can deliver us to our goals, or they can send us orbiting to far off galaxy. So as you are preparing and going into the end of the year, whatever your goal is, so first define what your goal is, and then decide what habits you have to have in order to achieve that goal. And then every time you make a decision, start forming an awareness around your decision making and ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goal? Every single choice you make matters. And so if you're not seeing the results you wish to have in your life, it is a byproduct of the choices you're making. Your choices are not creating positive habits that are giving you remarkable results. You make choices, and then your choices will make you. So every choice you make from like buying something at the food store, these little teeny choices has a massive impact on your life. Your biggest challenge isn't that you've been intentionally making bad choices. That's easy to fix. So most of us do not intentionally go out and make a bad choice. The bigger challenge is that many people end up sleepwalking through all the choices that they make on a daily basis, not even aware that they're making a choice. So as you move into the last quarter of the year, figuring out ways that you can be super conscious of the decisions and little choices you make throughout the day and throughout your life that have a massive effect. Nobody intends to like become obese or go through a bankruptcy or even leave real estate. We see lots of agents leaving real estate, but often those are the consequences of small, poor choices compounded over time. The frequent, small, and seemingly inconsequential choices are the ones that should be the biggest concern to all of us. The ones you think you don't make, that the choices you think that don't make any difference are the ones that you should be concerned with. So let's think about some of the choices that we make on a daily or minute by minute basis. One big choice we make all day long is gratitude versus complaining. This is one of those choices that people sleepwalk through. This is one of those choice areas that you want to have really good habits. Gratitude, the compound effect of gratitude versus the compound effect of complaining is life altering. So if there's one thing you can walk away with today, it is change your choice when it comes to gratitude versus complaining. Another small choice that many people sleepwalk through is owning versus blaming. So the great thing about owning everything, your success, your failure, is that you have the power to influence it. When you blame, and sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing it, when they're blaming, they no longer have the power because now it's out of their control. It's gone to somebody else. But more importantly, in this context, it's really thinking about not like creating habits of owning your life and owning your situation and having gratitude. So pick an area of life where you want to be successful and picture where you want to be. Maybe you want to be richer, have more money, or thinner, or happier. It's time to become super conscious of every choice you make so that you can become smarter about those choices moving forward, realizing that there's a compound effect. Then once you have decided what you're going to focus on, start tracking your actions. So if you've decided that you want to get out of debt, you're going to start tracking everything, every penny you spend, the thoughts you have about spending. If you're deciding to lose weight, you're going to track everything you put in your mouth and thoughts you have around food. No matter the goal, it's important to track it. Tracking increases the habit of understanding the impact of your decisions. And it's super easy to do, but also, as we said, it's equally easy not to do. So this is an opportunity to create a positive compound effect in your life. What you will begin to see is small daily habits will make or break you. So for example, like the cost of a $4 a day coffee habit over 20 years is over $51,000. So that's where all your money went, Len. But it's these small, teeny habits that we don't even realize that we're making that have tremendous impact. Start tracking. Once you start tracking your life, your attention becomes focused on the smallest things that you're doing right, as well as the smallest things that you're doing wrong. Small course corrections applied consistently over time will create massive results in your business. What's super interesting is if you study like horse racing, the littlest disciplines pay off over time. A horse wins by a nose, but gets 10 times the prize money. So the number one horse is not 10 times faster, but the little bit of extra discipline made it slightly better, which resulted in a compound reward. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. We are the decisions that we make all day, every day. So if there's one thing that I would love to see everybody take away from today, is to be super conscious of every little decision, from the food you eat, from your environment. I cannot stress enough, like really noticing whether the environment that you sit in and do your work at each day is conducive to the goals that you've set, and that your habits are conducive to the goals that you've set. Indulging in bad habits doesn't seem to have any negative effect at the moment. That's because of that compounding effect. Just like all the good things that you do don't seem to have any positive effect at the very moment. However, compounding takes effect, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. So these slight little adjustments to your daily routine can dramatically alter the effects in your life. Always know your why. It's really important to know why you, like what moves you in life. Why do you work so hard? Just so as you're trying to map out your habits and disciplines, on the days that you don't feel like doing it, because there will be a lot of them, when you don't feel like engaging in a particular habit that you do, you want to remember what the why is, so that it helps get you through those grueling, mundane days. Who do you have to become, or to get what you want? Who is the person you need to become? So the person who you are today got you to where you want to be. But if you want to be somewhere else, you need to become a different person. That means slight little shifts. That means slight little shifts in your habits, your decisions, your choices. Those little choices compounded over time will change who you are as a human being. Those habits turn into routines, and those routines end up separating the most successful from everyone else. Think about how you're winning the day each day. What are the habits you need to do each day to win the day? Many of you guys know I read for 1 hour a day, and I run or walk now 4 miles a day. And I never take a day off, because to me, those are things I have to do to win the day. Think about the power of consistency, the time and energy it takes for you to repeatedly stop and start something. It takes energy. So rather than stopping something, just keep doing it. Like I said, don't focus on the outcome, focus on the task. Control your influences, people, social media, information. All of that has effects on your decision-making ability. I promised you guys some great books around habit forming. These are 4 of my favorites. I've read all of them, and I can't decide which one I like best. They're all a little bit different from each other. The compound effect and the slight edge are both on compounding anything, your habits, your decisions, your choices. So these two are very much alike, and these two are very much alike, the power of habit and atomic habits. So I'm going to stop that. And with that, I want to, while I bring back up my screen, we have Nicole Choate DeRosa from Coast to Coast Closings here for some legal updates. What do you have for us, Nicole?
Hello, Stacy. I love that. I was taking notes, and I love that. It's funny. I was just reading something the other day that you need accountability. So checklists, no matter how little or small it is, make a checklist. And I'm like, okay, I'll try that. I tried it with my 9-year-old. Total attitude change. Love it. She's trying to, be more like me and, get all of her list and her check marks, and she gets so proud. So I really liked that one today a lot.
That's awesome.
Yes. So we did share the YouTube. I hope everyone listens to it. I know that when we did do the YouTube, a few people said that we should keep doing it. So I think that we can just keep refreshing that YouTube and the vacant scam. And just to let everybody know, we at Coast to Coast, Mike, Cheryl, and I are here to help you with the vacant scam. And we will reach out to our title company, Caddick, to also help us or help you if you guys think at all. I think Stacy mentioned it a lot. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. So I think a great place to start with everything Stacy you just said would be, don't be afraid to ask questions. We go to our title company a lot, so we can give you guys the best and most accurate answers. So don't be afraid to ask us anything. We're available at all times.
One thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew about, first of all, I wanted to make sure for Coast to Coast, and by the way, anybody can use this. So even if you're one of our Florida agents, you could also use this. We've been putting together this cool program. It's called the Locals Guide. So if you wanted a really nice, like 2-page guide of all the cool things to see in a local town that's branded to you, you can fill this out at ctcclosings.com/a locals guide. And the marketing team at Coast to Coast will create this 2-page co-branded piece. So for example, like Westford, Massachusetts, you'll see here the best places to visit. There's a nature reserve, Kimball's ice cream stand, the arts, etc. So these are great for your open houses, I think, to just have like an extra marketing piece to bring to your open house. By the way, I saw, Marvel, you were looking for those book recommendations. I will shoot you an email after the program with those. Actually, I could probably put the slides for that. I'll have Sergio put the slides for that habits and disciplines on our blog. That way people can go through and find that. So we'll send that out this afternoon. Want to let you know, if you're in New England, we're doing on September 27th at Sinesta in Danvers, an Algerwin class. You can go check that out. And I wanted to give you guys all of the upcoming training classes at LAER. You can get all these at LAER training, laerrealty.com/training. You can check out all of our upcoming training classes. And I think that's it for today. I know we're running a little bit over time, but want to say that I look forward to seeing everybody on October 11th, 2023. We're heading into the Halloween months. So thank you everybody for joining us for our September meeting, and we'll see you next month. Thanks everyone.